Good evening and welcome to the broadcast. My name is Jose Van Smith and I'm your host for the Right Now television show. Right Now I Am. Right Now Indiana is a variety show. We've been broadcasting on Access for PORTE County since 2013, and our format primarily consists of corporate economic development, community affairs, community services, new technology, employment opportunities, and new business development. At Right Now Television, Indiana, our motto is we give new value, priority, and meaning to being made in the USA. We're also here to provide resources and exposure to those of you who have talent, those of you who aspire to be participating in the arts. If you're a poet or an artist or a writer or a singer or a dancer, feel free to give me a call. My name is Jose Van Smith. I'm your host, and I can be reached at 219-336-3453. That's 219-336-3453. And at this moment, I would appreciate if you all would join me in a brief invocation. Dear Heavenly Father, we come as we humbly petition Thy throne of grace. We thank You for all the blessings which Thou hast bestowed upon us. We thank You for dispatching Your angels round about us. Lord, we pray that You bless our president, our governors, our mayors, our newly elected mayor, those public servants who have been elected and appointed to serve our nation. And we also ask You to continue to direct our paths in righteousness, lead, guide us, and instill a sense of duty and service and love and reverence one for another. We ask these blessings in Jesus' name, amen. And now will you all join me as we arise and join me as we pledge allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. God bless America, and may God bless you all. Today we are honored to have as our distinguished guest Mr. Tim King. Mr. King is the LaPorte County Symphony Orchestra Executive Director. He'll be joining us momentarily, and just would like to also add that we do have, we like to do, this segment is brought to you in part through the Wallen Auto 2 of Michigan City. And if you have for those of you who have issues with your vehicles, domestic and foreign, contact Chris Wallen at Wallen Auto 2. I'd also like to give a shout out to our good friends over at Captain Ed's Read to Succeed program. Stop by Captain Ed's. They're located at 400 East US Highway 20, Michigan City. The number there is 219-872-6294. They're open Mondays through Friday from 10 a.m. to 6, Saturdays from 10 to 2. And they asked to pick up a ship reading log. This ship reading log has 7 entries, where you would add the date, what did you read, minutes you read, and the adult initials. Bring the completed log to Captain Ed's at 400 East US Highway 20 and receive a quarter of a pound of the world's best gummies or a pick from the treasure chest. Limited to 2 logs per visit. So that's Captain Ed's, Read to Succeed program. Feed your brain. Read at least 15 minutes every day and earn rewards. We'd like to, we commend our good friends over at Captain Ed's. And we encourage you to stop by there and visit their candy island as well as their furniture store. I'd also like to acknowledge the great work that's being done at Smith and Company, Advocacy, Equity, Intervention, and Supportive Services. At Smith and Company, we are also representatives of the whole house organization, which is involved in property management and a division of JC Tech Construction Company, LLC. That's Smith and Company, Advocacy, Equity, Intervention, and Supportive Services. They do also offer pro bono services. So yeah, stop. You can also give them a call or write them over at 1912 US Highway 20, Suite 207 in Trail Creek. And the number there is 219-336-3453. And at this moment, without any further delay, I'd like to introduce our special guest, Mr. Tim King, the Executive Director of LaPorte County Symphony Orchestra. Mr. King, welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you, Brother Smith. Appreciate it very much.
My pleasure, sir.
Thank you.
Come right on in. Thank you, sir. Mr. King, tell us about it. How did it all start?
Well, LaPorte County Symphony Orchestra is 47 years old. So our 50th anniversary is coming up pretty soon. It started out as an all-volunteer organization in 1972. You probably know both Michigan City and LaPorte have been known for having really good school music programs.
Yes.
I've been really impressed. As you can tell, I'm a transplant here. I'm from Kentucky, and so I retired up here and was really impressed when I went to visit some of the schools and found out how good some of these music programs were. Well, that's how this orchestra started.
Yes.
Was that a lot of people had gotten out of the music programs and they still wanted to play their instrument. So as an adults, they got together and did this for volunteer basis for years and years and years. And probably somewhere in the late 80s, I think, they started paying the people. Now, not very much, but everybody gets paid. So now it's what we call a semi-professional orchestra, which means it's made up of people that are from our community in Michigan City and LaPorte, and then people from South Bend who maybe are professional musicians who come up and help us as well. Yes. So we basically have the same amount of people every time. It's about a 55 to 60 member orchestra. We do about 7 to 8 concerts a year, and that's our story right now in our 47th season. And this coming Saturday, not this Saturday, Saturday the 14th will be our Holiday at the Pops concert, which has been going on for 25 years. It's actually presented by the Healthcare Foundation of LaPorte, but we've been playing that for years and years for them, and that will be at the Civic Auditorium. And that's just one of the 7 or 8 concerts that we do for them.
And where is that located, sir?
The Civic Auditorium is at 1001 Ridge Street in LaPorte, Indiana. It's actually, we call it an auditorium, but it's an arena is what it is. It's a small arena that was built back in the 30s, but it's still in amazing shape. They do a really good job of keeping the building up, and so we love playing there.
It's the facility where they host the Shriners Circus.
That's correct. That's correct. We try very hard, though, not to go in after the Shriners Circus.
I know what you mean.
Sometimes
bless your hearts.
We try to wait a week or two before we do that.
Now, sir, exactly where is the LaPorte County Symphony Orchestra located?
Well, our offices are located inside Bethany Lutheran Church in LaPorte, 102 G Street. But we have we do concerts at the Civic Auditorium. We do concerts at the Holdcraft Center, which is the former of the old Elston Junior High School. We do concerts outdoors. In fact, we have a concert coming up that we just settled, is on Saturday, June the 27th at the Guy Foreman Amphitheater in Washington Park in Michigan City. And that will be a free concert for people.
When is this again, sir?
It's Saturday, June the 27th.
Okay.
So and
Mark your
this is the
calendars.
first show, actually, I've mentioned that. So this is the
Super.
first, and we'll be probably after the new year, we'll be putting out more publicity about that, obviously, as we get closer to the concert. But that's a free concert for the people of Michigan City.
Super. Are you engaged or affiliated with the Michigan City area school?
We are, and I'll tell you, that's one of the reasons that I wanted to come on your show is that I would like for the LaPorte County Symphony Orchestra to become more involved with the folks in Michigan City. We're called the LaPorte County Symphony Orchestra, but I don't think we've done a good enough job of letting people in Michigan City know that there's this wonderful musical opportunity for them to hear. And I know that some people think, well, that's classical music and that's too heavy for me and I don't like that. We play everything. Yes, we play Beethoven and Mozart and stuff like that, but we play pop music. We play music from musicals. We also all sorts of stuff that would be interesting for people to hear. So that's one of the reasons why we wanted to put this concert together at Washington Park, was to let the people know in Michigan City that we really do want to reach out. So we have found the funding. We've gone on ourselves and found the funding to do that concert in Washington Park. So, and we feel it's very important that we do at least one of our subscription concerts in Michigan City. So that's the reason for having it at the Holdcraft Performing Arts Center, which is the old Elston Junior High School. It's a really nice auditorium, actually. It's a good auditorium. So we're interested in doing more of that sort of thing. We also would like to be in the schools a bit more. We do give education concerts. We do those on the second Wednesday of October, but those are at the Civic Auditorium. And I will say the Michigan City area schools they really participate in those. I think this year we had 1,800 students from Michigan City elementary schools that came to the concert. So I want to perpetuate that and add to that if we can, to try to get a better relationship with the schools too.
Are you familiar with our One City, One Sound?
I'm not, actually.
It's a great experience where the Michigan City area schools come together, and they all culminate their studies for the year in town.
Okay.
At the Michigan City High School.
Okay.
But there is we know that there is a need for our institutions, and particularly even particularly in music.
Yeah.
To connect with our youth.
Yes.
Because,
well, I'm a big believer that music is the international language. I mean, that is the international language.
Yeah.
And so another goal that we have this year is we've been talking, actually our interim music director that we have right now, because we're in the middle of a music director search, he's a former music educator. His name's Chuck Steck, and he was with the LaPorte City System for many, many years. And so we were thinking of ways that we could make the orchestra more pertinent to the young people in the area. And he told us, he said, the number one thing that we need to do is put instruments in kids' hands.
Yes.
Because he says that there are scores of young students these days who want to play, but they either can't afford the instrument or they can't afford to lease it, they can't afford to rent it, and so therefore they don't get to play. And so we're looking to eradicate that problem. And one of the things that we've done is we have partnered with an organization called Drew's Gift. And it's actually a sad story that's turned into a wonderfully innovative story. This young child, Drew Sharon, was very gifted musically. He was from the Knox area, Knox and Plymouth, and he which stupefied his parents because none of them had played anything, and he was a really, really fine instrumental player and composed, actually. Yeah. And so the Indiana All-State Band played two of his pieces while he was in high school. They actually played two of it. Tragically, he was killed in a car wreck his senior year in high school. This was back in 2011, and his mother started this organization called Drew's Gift of Music, where they find old instruments and they repurpose them and they put them in hands of students that want to play. So what's happened is it's gotten kind of big. People want to take advantage of this, and it's kind of grown beyond what she can do. So the LaPorte County Symphony Orchestras are going to come in, and we're going to help her. We're going to help her and her family with this collection of instruments. Because let's face it, Brother Smith, how many people have a clarinet in their closet? Or have a trombone in their closet, have a trumpet in their closet, have a violin in their closet. We all know that, right?
Yes, I concur.
Because they don't want to throw it away.
You're right.
They don't want to throw it away. So they purchased the instrument and they've got it there, and their child either graduated from high school and they're not playing that instrument anymore, and it's still sitting up there in that closet.
You're right. When they could have some continued life.
Absolutely. And
right.
you can.
Yes.
We know people obviously in our business that can get these instruments and they can clean them, they can repurpose them, and then we can give them to students who can sincerely want and use them. And they don't have to worry. There's no cost to them to do that. Drew's Gift gives them to them with the proviso that if you're going to play this instrument, then it's yours. Once you stop playing that instrument, you have to give it back.
And on that note, we're going to pause and when we come back, we'll be I'd like to continue to elaborate with Mr. Tim King, the executive director of the LaPorte County Symphony Orchestra, our special guest. All right. Welcome back to the broadcast. To those of you who just tuned in, you're watching the Right Now Television, Indiana. Log into our YouTube channel at Right Now TV or IMI Tri-State Alliance. That's our YouTube channel. Or you can watch us on Access LaPorte County, Comcast, Channel 99, Mondays at 4 p.m. and Thursdays at 6 p.m. That's Access LaPorte County, Channel 99, Comcast, Mondays at 4 p.m. and Thursdays at 6 p.m. And for those of you who would like to come on the air and participate in our television broadcast, we broadcast on Fridays from 11 to 12. So if you're interested in coming on the air and getting something, and you're ready to go to the next level, give me a call. I'm your host. My name is Jose Van Smith, and my number is 219-336-3453. And today, again, we are honored to have as our distinguished guest, Mr. Tim King. Tim King from LCSO. Right. LaPorte County Symphony Orchestra.
Thank you for inviting me on your show, Brother Smith. I appreciate it.
The honor is Right Now TV.
Thank you.
Tim, tell us, when we left before the break, you mentioned about
Drew's Gift of Music.
Yes.
Right. Well, what we've done now is
how can we help get this going?
Well, what we're going to do is the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to have an instrument drive.
Okay.
So what that means is start looking in your closets right now for those clarinets and flutes and trombones and trumpets and violins that have been sitting in your closet that you think, I can't throw this away, but I don't know what to do with it. Mm-hmm. So we know what you can do with it. You can donate it back. And so what we're going to do is on April the 25th of 2020, which is the last concert that we give for our current season. It's a Pops concert. Okay. We'll be at the Civic Auditorium, and there'll be much more publicity about this as we get closer to the day. Yes. But the LaPorte County Symphony Orchestra is going to be hosting an instrument drive where we will invite people to come to the concert. If you donate your instrument, you get in free to the concert.
Fabulous.
Okay?
Super.
So it's going to be a really, really good concert. Pops music from called the Great American Songbook. So it'll be Gershwin and Jerome Kern and Cole Porter and other composers like that. So we'll have information for you. You don't have to do anything except show up with that instrument, hopefully in a case. But we don't care. If it's not in the case, that's fine too. Because we have people that can repurpose those instruments if they need it. They can clean them. They can repurpose them. And then we will be able to work with Drew's Gift of Music, the people that are involved with them. And then they have an application process that they work with schools in the area. And they do work with Michigan City schools. They work with LaPorte schools. They work with several counties now. And we're going to concentrate on LaPorte County. We're going to concentrate on LaPorte and Michigan City. So we want to know some of the teachers that they will need some instruments, and then we'll be able to have this application process for the teachers to fill out and say, we need this instrument for this particular child. Can you make that happen? So once we have this instrument drive in April, that will give us enough time over the summer to repurpose all these instruments so they'll be ready for the following school year.
Marvelous. Marvelous.
Well, we're excited about it because we kept thinking, because, we're a nonprofit organization. So obviously we don't have a lot of money to spend that we can do this. We have to watch our money. But this is a wonderful way that we feel that we can help the organization. We can help the school system. We can help the students. And no one has to spend any money.
Yeah.
That's the beautiful part. Now, we'll have to spend a little money repurposing the instruments, but we're going to find the money to do that because not everyone's going to repurpose these instruments for free, especially if we give them 100 instruments or something to repurpose.
Correct.
That's going to be hard to do.
Correct.
But we're excited. We're excited about this because I know teachers in the Michigan City system. There's a one teacher that told me she has a 5th grade beginning band, and she is a member of our orchestra. And she told me that she got the last instrument in her student's hand last week.
Oh.
So you can imagine if that person's been in the band since the beginning of school and she couldn't get that instrument to his or her hand until this past week. That was frustrating for her as a teacher,
Yeah.
and obviously frustrating for the student who wanted to play in the band and didn't have an instrument to play. So our goal is to make sure that those instruments are there for that student and students
in real
at the
time.
beginning of the school year.
Yes.
So they don't have to essentially waste 2 months of school, basically 2.5 months of school. But that's the dilemma our teachers are going through right now. Is we have students that want to play and they don't have instruments for them to play.
Now we also have some excellent private schools and parochial schools.
Right.
Such as, for example, Marquette.
Mm-hmm.
Hi. They have an excellent music program there.
Mm-hmm.
Are you familiar with them?
Yes, I'm familiar with Marquette.
And go right ahead.
Well, this would be open to.
So
anybody.
it's just open. Is it limited to the public, or do we include?
No, it's not limited.
To just private public schools.
It's not limited to public, but I have to say, if your child's attending a private school,
Yes.
chances are you can afford an instrument, is the way I look at it. Unless
Correct.
there's some sort of special deal where that child is attending a private
They
school.
do a lot for some low income.
Okay,
children.
well, in that case, that would be available to them.
Yeah, that would be great.
I just want to make sure that it's available to those who want to do
needy.
it, who can't afford it.
I concur.
And I think a lot of people who don't have, like me, my child is grown and gone, and we don't realize how expensive it is to lease these instruments, to rent these instruments on a monthly basis.
purchase
it's not
instruments.
cheap.
That's true.
It's not cheap. It's because the school has to pay for insurance on that instrument.
Yes.
And so those kinds of things all come into play. And, by the time you pay all the dues and fees and things that happen with schools, instrument might not be at the top of the list. But it is for the child. It's at the top of the list.
Is it Quentin Furbish out of Chicago? Did I pronounce that right?
Quinlan and Fabish.
Quinlan and Fabish. Have you considered tapping them?
Well, they're on our list.
You got them
because
on your radar?
we have actually one of our musicians actually works for Quinlan.
They should be willing to. In this world, a closed mouth don't get fed.
And we have, of course, most of our instruments, people that have instruments in the schools. Of course, Quinlan and Fabish works with the schools. They're the premier dealer when it comes with the schools. So yeah, they're going to be getting a call.
I'm glad to hear that. Well, you have my support. There you have it. Keep us posted. Any way we can be of service.
Thank you. Well, being on here, just being able to publicize, it's helped a lot. That's helped a lot. So thank you for that.
You're welcome, Mr. King, and that's what we do. For those of you who just tuned in, you're watching the Right Now TV show. We broadcast at Access to Port County, Comcast, Mondays at 4 p.m. and Thursdays at 6 p.m. And again, today we are honored to have as our distinguished guest the LaPorte County Symphony Orchestra Executive Director, Mr. Tim King. Mr. King, let's talk about it. Tell us about some of the programming you got going on. And
well, we have
who would be the next maestro?
We have a great season. We've got a gentleman come. Our next concert actually is going to be in Michigan City. So
Super. I want to hear that.
After the holiday concert.
Super.
So that's March the 15th, and that will be at the Holdcraft. That will be at the Holdcraft Center. And one of our candidates is coming in is a gentleman by the name of Wilbur Lin. And Wilbur is from Taiwan, believe it or not.
Excellent.
But he graduated from the Indiana School of Music. So you're one of the best music schools in the United States. So he has already accepted a position with the Cincinnati Symphony. Well, the Cincinnati Symphony is considered one of the best orchestras in the entire United States, and he still wants to come and audition for us.
You put them up there with the Boston Pops?
Oh yeah. Cincinnati's been known for to have an absolute, probably one of the top 10 in the country. And so here he is. I think he has his doctorate degree now. So he comes straight out of IU, and Cincinnati takes him and hires him.
Gotcha.
So when I heard
great.
that, I thought, well, that's it. You know, he's not going to want to come here. He's at Cincinnati, for goodness sake. So,
Yes.
but he called me and said, no, I still want to audition for the LaPorte County Symphony Orchestra. So
Oh,
we said,
that's marvelous.
come on, we'd
That's
love to have
great.
it. So
That's great.
he's going to be coming in and auditioning. And so it's a classical concert. So we're doing, it's a Beethoven symphony. We're doing George Gershwin's Rhapsody in Blue, a pianist by the name of Carrie Scheck, who's from LaPorte, very, very fine pianist. And so that's going to be on March the 15th. And then the last concert, which we're going to be having this instrument drive, was going to be part of the deal. It's called the Great American Songbook on Saturday, April the 25th. And that will be back in LaPorte at the Civic Auditorium with a guest soloist whose name is Doug LeBrec. And Doug is from Battle Creek, but he's been on Broadway for years. He did hundreds of performances at the Phantom and Phantom of the Opera. He played the role of Ravenel, the lead character in Showboat. And now he's performed with orchestras literally all over the world. So we feel very fortunate to have been able to engage him for this concert, because this guy sings with Grand Rapids, he sings with the Boston Pops, he sings with Columbus, he sings with Cincinnati, San Francisco, and yet LaPorte County Symphony Orchestra got him. So, but he's, Battle Creek's local enough that we think he's almost local.
Yes, yeah. Well, it's pretty close.
But he's a good friend of the guest conductor that's coming in, and that's how we were able to secure him, because they're very good friends.
Okay.
And so we were able to do that. So that's our season for this year. And then after that, we're going to have to make it, because that will be the sixth person that we will interview for the music director position. So after that, in very, very short order.
Now you're saying music director,
Right.
but we know them as the conductor,
That's
right?
correct. That's correct.
So who is the current conductor for the?
Well, that would be Chuck Steck, who is our interim music director, and he's also the principal trumpeter in our orchestra.
Super.
That's the gentleman that I told you that even told us about Drew's Gift. He used to be with the Port City System. And
Super.
So he's leading the orchestra right now for us until we hire whoever the new person is going to be. But we're going to have to do that in very short order, because in the orchestra world, by May, our seasons tend to go like the school year. They start with Labor Day and they end at Memorial Day.
Yes.
And that's how, or even Chicago does that. That's how they do them. And you have to have, you should have your next season already taken care of by, say, February or March of the year before.
Correct.
But because we're hiring somebody, we don't know when they're going to be available. We don't know who the person is. So we can't put dates down until we know when that person's going to be available. So we're kind of going to be really behind schedule. But we're going to have to do
Which
things
may
very
work
quickly.
out to the public's best interest, because, but then which leads to the next question: how might one, say, a nonprofit organization or an entity, book if that's the proper term, the orchestra
Well,
for a major event?
well, we're for hire.
I like that.
We're for hire.
I'm
That's
glad to
not
hear
a
that.
problem at all.
Super.
No, they could call me, or they could just go to our website's very simple. It's just LCSO for LaPorte County Symphony Orchestra.net. Not org.net, lcso.net. And the contact, that's probably the best way to find me.
Yes.
Without worrying about a phone number or anything like that. So lcso.net, the contact information is at the bottom of every screen on the orchestra, and that's the best way to get to me. And I'll give you a perfect example.
Yes, sir.
About 5 years ago, I was at a show at the Acorn Theater in Three Oaks, Michigan. I don't remember the Acorn Theater. It's a sweet little funky kind of theater right now. And there's a gentleman that was sitting next to me. That's the chair of the Pokagon Fund, which is the where the Four Winds Casino is.
Yes.
And he found out who I was, found out I was with the orchestra, and he said, we've been using the Southwest Michigan Symphony for years for this concert. And he says, they've gotten a little bit too expensive for us. Would you all consider performing for our 4th of July concert, is what it was. And I said, absolutely, we'd love to. So that started a relationship, and that just happened to be, I was sitting next to this guy in a theater performance, and that started a relationship, and we're now in our 5th year of performing this. It's actually the 3rd of July, the 3rd of July concert in New Buffalo, Michigan. So, and we'd love to hear from people. And really our interest is even getting outside of LaPorte County. Because when you think of orchestras, to the west we have the Northern Indiana Symphony Orchestra, which is almost at the Illinois line.
Yes.
And then you've got South Bend to the east of us.
Correct.
But when you go south, Lafayette, is the first orchestra south of us. So it's a long way before. So I feel like we can cover a lot of areas. So between Chesterton and Westville and Portage and LaPorte County and Michigan City, we'd love to play more. So
and we offer a lot. We have a lot of cultural events and venues here, an activity on the lakefront, which is one of our major drawing cards.
Exactly.
So we're going to definitely look into see how we can keep you guys busy here.
Thank you. We'd like that
on our behalf.
Well, let me remind you that the June the 27th of 2020, free concert, Waterfront Park at the Guy Foreman Amphitheater, and there'll be more publicity about that. Please come out and enjoy the orchestra.
Okay, super. And again, you do so now. You guys mentioned being a nonprofit.
Yes.
Nonprofit. You funded under? Do you receive grants from? Do you receive grants from the National Endowment of the Arts?
We do, but it's through the state organizations from the Indiana Arts Commission. So it's something that we have to apply for. And so basically the way that we get our funding is through ticket sales, through sponsorships, companies and foundations that will sponsor a certain concert. Like if you look at the brochure, you can see where companies are sponsoring concerts. And then we apply for grants through the National Endowment for the Arts and the Indiana Arts Commission. And so that's basically the three basic forms of funding are grants from foundations, sponsorships from corporations, and individuals buying tickets.
Okay. And those contributions are tax deductible.
Absolutely. Yeah, the sponsorships for sure. Yeah. Now the tickets aren't tax deductible because they're getting a service, obviously. They're getting a concert for the ticket. But if they contribute to the orchestra, then yes, that's totally tax deductible. Okay.
And there you have it. Now again, sir, where do you all work out? Where's your workshop?
Well, our offices are at Bethany Lutheran Church, 102 G Street in LaPorte, but we perform at the Civic Auditorium in LaPorte, which is at 1001 Ridge Street, and we perform at the Holdcraft Performing Arts Center, which is 1200 Spring Street, which some of the people will probably recognize as the old Elston Junior High School auditorium. So those are the two primary places we perform, and then in the summer, we like to do outdoor concerts. So obviously we'll be at the Washington Park, and then we'll be at a place called Lions Park in New Buffalo.
Now here we have at the Washington Park, we also have a pavilion for a concert.
Oh,
would be ideal.
Let me tell you something. I come from Louisville. Louisville doesn't have anything like that. So when I came up here and I saw the Guy Foreman Amphitheater, it's like, wow, you guys have this really nice place to perform.
Yes.
And the stage is big enough and a nice seating area and nice lawn area for people to have blankets. And I'm thinking, I came from Louisville, which is $1 million plus, and they don't have anything like this. I hope people understand that live here in Michigan City, understand just how nice that amphitheater is for them.
Yes,
and being on the waterfront.
We have a great deal of amenities here, and we're constantly developing more attractions to our downtown.
Well, the Parks Department was very easy to work with. I want to compliment them. The Michigan City Parks Department, they were thrilled to learn that we wanted to come back and have a concert there. So they've been working with us, and they've been wonderful to work with.
Mr. King, tell us, how can we be of service? What are some things that we can do here?
I think the best thing people can do is just try us out. Try us out. The tickets are not expensive. They're like $20 to come to a concert. And if you're a senior citizen, 60 and over, it's $18. And here's the kicker. If you're a student, and I don't care if you're a 60-year-old student going to P&W, if you're a student, you get in free. To anything we do, you get in free. So that's student. Of course, everybody.
That's remarkable.
It is remarkable, and so I think not enough people are taking advantage of that opportunity.
Yes.
So if you're a student, where it's at P&W or Ivy Tech or Michigan City High School or Marquette or wherever it is,
that's extraordinary.
Pine Elementary, I don't care. You get in free.
And you mentioned $18 for senior citizens.
18 for senior. That's 60 and over, and 20 otherwise. So I feel like it's a pretty good deal, and it's probably between 90 minutes and 2 hours to hear a full symphony orchestra, and I think they'll be pleasantly surprised at what they hear.
Yes. Again, how long have you all been in existence, sir?
47 years. 1972 we started, and so we've got to start thinking about the 50th year, of some grand occasions that we can do something for the 50th year. So we're going to start looking at it, and that's why we want to get this new music director in place so that he or she can start be actively involved in getting us closer to our 50th year.
So now, do you have a website, sir?
We do. LCSO for LaPorte County Symphony Orchestra, lcso.net. We change it every week. It's updated every week. And so please at least visit it weekly. You can see new things that are going on with the orchestra.
Yes.
You can also buy your tickets there too.
That was my next question.
You can buy your tickets
You can purchase
online.
your tickets. For those of you who just tuned in, you're watching Right Now TV. This segment is brought to you from our underwriters over at Captain Ed's Read to Succeed program. Stop by and pick up your ship reading log. Feed your brain. Read at least 15 minutes every day and earn rewards. Bring the completed log to Captain Ed's at 400 East US Highway 20 in Michigan City. And that's Monday through Friday from 10 to 6. Saturdays from 10 to 2. Or you can give them a call at 219-872-6294 and receive a quarter pound of the world's best gummies or pick from the treasure chest. Limited 2 logs per visit. Again, that's the Captain Ed's Read to Succeed program, the ship reading log. Stop by there. Let them know you heard about them on the Right Now TV show. We also like to, you've got them auto, if it's time for a tune-up, stop by Wallen Auto 2. Wallen Auto 2 for domestic and foreign automobiles. They do excellent service and they keep you on the road. That's Wallen Auto 2. And also our good friends over at Smith & Company, Advocacy, Intervention, Equity, and Supportive Services. You give us a call or stop by my office. We're located at 1912 US Highway 20 and Suite 207. And we are also a division of representatives of the Whole House Property Management Group, rehab, maintenance, interior, exterior, new construction, demolition. And we also, you contact the Whole House Property Management Company, a division of the JC Tech Construction Company, LLC, the quality source for the solution in the solution business for homeowners. And again, that's located at 1912 US Highway 20, Suite 208, Trail Creek, Indiana. And that number there is 219-336-3453. Again, we are honored to have as our distinguished guest, Mr. Tim King, LCSO, Executive Director. Tim, it's an honor to have you on our show.
Thank you, Brother Smith.
And again, he do something nice, do something cultural for a change, for a good friend or a loved one. Buy him a ticket, a season ticket.
That's right. Absolutely.
Talk about it. Do you offer?
It's simple. They just go to our website, lcso.net. The subscription form is right there. We have something called a late subscription now because we've already done a couple of concerts. You can still get a subscription. You can buy single tickets. It's simple.
Or make a donation.
Oh, well, we like that very much. You can make a contribution. It's a 100% tax deductible. You'll get a letter from me thanking you, a tax letter that you can give to your accountant at the end of the calendar year. And so that will take care of that. But yes, lcso.net. Please visit.
And Tim, if you would please, for those who just tuned in, reiterate about the Drew Gift of Music.
We're having
initiative.
We have partnered with a company, an organization called Drew's Gift of Music, and actually they have their own website. It's called drewsgiftofmusic.com. So the people should go on there, and it's a wonderful organization based out of the Knox and Plymouth community, but they have expanded to many more counties, and LaPorte County is one of them, where they take old instruments that people donate, they repurpose the instrument, and then they put them in the hands of students who want to play but maybe not be able to afford the purchase or the lease of an instrument. So what's happened is they started this organization in 2012. It's been very, very popular. It's a family-oriented business. It's gotten a little bit it's gotten pretty big for them. And so the LaPorte County Symphony Orchestra is going to come in and we're going to partner with them.
Super.
And we're going to help them. And one of the first things we're going to do is have an instrument drive because I know that there are trombones, trumpets, clarinets, violins, flutes, oboes,
That would
whatever,
love to come back
that
to
are
life.
sitting in the closet,
Yes.
you know, up at the top of the closet or down at the foot of the closet, where parents don't want to get rid of it, but they don't know what to do about it. So this is what you can do. You can come to the instrument drive, which would be on our last concert, April the 25th, 2020, the last concert of our season at the Civic Auditorium in LaPorte, Indiana. And if you bring that instrument, you get in the concert for free.
Excellent.
And so we will take that instrument, and we don't care what shape that instrument is in. We can repurpose it one way or another. We have people that can do that. They can clean them, repurpose them, and then we will get those instruments into the hands of students that really want to play an instrument, be a part of a band or orchestra program, but just simply don't have the financial means to do so.
And don't forget the case.
Don't forget the case.
If it's there.
We want the case, too.
You're right. They want the case.
We want the case.
We'll
You
make
got
it a
that.
case.
Right. Please do.
Wow. Hey, guys, you know, again, there you have it. You know, we are, again, justifiably honored to have as our special guest, Tim King, the executive director of the LaPorte County Symphony Orchestra. Last time you've taken a family member out to a concert, you know, or took in some culture.
You will enjoy it. I guarantee you, you will enjoy it.
And so, log into their website.
It's lcso.net for LaPorte County Symphony Orchestra.net.
Yes, yes.
And all the information's right there. Purchase your tickets. I don't have information about Drew's Gift up there yet because we just got the partnership going, but it will be up very soon, and you'll be able to find out more information about that as well.
And pass that on to us so we can also run it through our network.
Will do. Thank
of
you.
affiliates. There's and then you know, and there's also an area that we need to want to reiterate you on your roster. The LaPorte County Symphony Orchestra is involved countywide.
Right.
Okay, and they have open arms. They're willing to train, to teach, to educate, to reach out for our youth and get them instruments in where they're needed.
That's right.
So instead of just having them sitting up collecting dust, okay, brush them off. You know, if they don't make noise, bring him. Call
okay.
Tim anyway.
It's okay.
It's all right, and they'll figure out a way to revitalize that instrument. So it'll get more. You can get more some momentum.
Because there's talent out there that's not being tapped.
Yes.
There's talent out there that's not being tapped, and this is the way to tap that talent.
Amen. 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 Well, we are honored that again we're delighted that you took time to come out here.
Thank you.
And I did want to mention they are Mr. King is also the booking agent. Am I right?
We're for hire.
Okay. So, if you have
We're for hire.
if you want to do a grand event, it doesn't have to be a grand thing. It could be a wedding. All right, you know, somewhere.
It'd be a pretty grand wedding to have an entire orchestra, though, don't you think? I think.
We have a lot of grand.
That's okay.
There's
That's
a lot
okay.
of grand people in Mississippi.
That's okay. We'll take it. We'll take it.
Yeah, and they have the facilities or the amenities. But so how many actually members are in the orchestra?
It depends between about 55 and 60.
Well,
55 and 60 and members of the orchestra that we have with us.
okay. So that I mean, if it's not, even if it doesn't apply to you personally, maybe your corporation or your company or your boss may be affiliated with an industry or an initiative.
Well, and Brother Smith, I'm glad you brought that up, because if you're with a company, there's a good possibility that you could help sponsor a concert, and that way you can be able to treat your employees. Because what we do with sponsorships is we give a lot of tickets away to that sponsor so they can use it for their employees and their families as well as part of the sponsorship. So we're also available for sponsorships for future concerts as well.
So,
And that'd be a good way to reward your employees, clients, employees, whatever, to come to a concert and enjoy it at no cost to them.
and support the arts and
Right.
support the LaPorte County Symphony Orchestra.
That's right.
It's like the Father's Rights commercial. Support that orchestra, that orchestration.
That's right.
No, again, we are delighted. We all love music. All right, as Mr. King indicated earlier, music is the universal language.
It really is.
It actually soothes a savage beast.
Mhm.
All right, And so, we commend the great work they're doing there. We wish them continued success. We understand. They are looking for. We call them
music director.
Yeah, we call them the
conductor.
The conductor.
It's the same thing.
Yeah,
it's like I have people that say to me, "Is it a symphony or is it an orchestra?" It's the same thing. It means the same thing. Some places are called, like we call ourselves the LaPorte County Symphony Orchestra.
Okay.
I think the South Bend Symphony is just the South Bend Symphony.
Mm-hmm.
Where I came from in Louisville was the Louisville Orchestra. It's all the same thing. It's all the same thing.
So a symphony is what the orchestra.
That's right.
That's right. It's a culmination.
It's amazing how many times I get that question, though. So
I'm sure.
It's all the same thing.
Oh, that's it took you. It took you to clarify that. Again, so we're just, and again, we do urge you all to log in to. They
can go to lcso.net, and on that website we have information about every concert that we do. We have information on the musicians. In fact, just this coming week, we're going to be putting up photos and bios of all our musicians, so you'll be able to find out about all of them. We have information on the staff. We have our board up there. We have ways you can contribute. We talk about the various fundraising activities that we have. We also have an organization called Friends, and the Friends are the people who volunteer and help us with the concerts or any kind of volunteer activities that we'd help with. So there's lots of different facets to the website itself. You could spend hours on the website just looking at all the different things that we have up there. So please do that. Another thing that we also do is we host a fundraising event called Who's Your Star, which is in our 15th year. And it's where we audition local vocalists who are amateurs, basically, and they get a chance to sing with the orchestra. And people will tell you, and I've had everyone that has ever done this said, there's no feeling in the world like singing in front of an orchestra.
I'm sure.
It's an amazing thing. We've had people that have told us that every time they've done it, they said it was like life-changing experience for them practically. So that's one of our fundraisers. So you'll see information about that fundraiser up there as well. But we change it. We update it on a weekly basis, so it's not static at all. We try very hard to make sure our website stays current.
And we're going to compensate on the backside of our programming with some slides.
Great. Yes, I provided. We've got some slides to show you.
Acquaint our audience. Yes, with some of the activities, a myriad of activities that you all offer from your youth initiatives.
Yeah.
And speaking of youth, where are you? Where are you with the young people and involvement in the orchestration?
Well, what we have is we do. This has been going on for 31 years now. We have a day of what we call children's education concerts.
Wonderful.
They're in October. We have almost 5,000 students that come to this over the course of 3 concerts in the day. And this past year, we had over 1,600 students from Michigan City that were involved in that. So we have that educational, and that also is on our website. We provide a teacher's guide for all the teachers that goes with the core content standards of Indiana. And that's all on the website, downloadable. And another thing that we have started this year, we did for several years and then we didn't do it, and we started again, is we have a student apprentice program.
Super.
We now have 4 students, high school students in our orchestra. We have a violinist, we have a flutist, we have a clarinetist, and we have a gentleman that plays the cello. And they're all from different high schools, not just from LaPorte High School, from different high schools, but they had to audition back in August. And so they auditioned for the orchestra, and these 4 were good enough to play in the orchestra. So they are a member of our orchestra now.
From Michigan City area schools? Or just from LaPorte County?
LaPorte right now is the way it is from LaPorte.
Okay.
And then one
from
Southwest Michigan. But we're going to make it, we're going to open it up again next August to anybody that wants to audition for the orchestra. And it's a great experience for these young people to all of a sudden be involved in this semi-professional orchestra. And I've gotten lots of nice comments from the students. They love it. They're just having a great time. And we pair them with a mentor the person who's probably the principal flute player, the person who's the principal cello player, and so they learn from these people while they're in the orchestra. So that's been really, really nice, and it's been very positive, and we're definitely going to continue that in the future as well.
Wonderful, wonderful. And again, they are a 501c3.
Right. And as it's getting to the near the end of the year, into the calendar year, people are thinking, well, it's going to the end of the year. I got to look at my taxes, and maybe I need to give a little bit for a tax deduction. That you can always give to the LaPorte County Symphony Orchestra. There's a tab on our website completely devoted to contributions. So be thinking about the next 3 weeks before you end the calendar year, whether or not you might need a tax deduction or not. Think about supporting the orchestra. We would love that.
Amen. Amen. And to do that, you would just log into their website, which is lcsso.net.
The contribution tab is right there at the top of the page, at the front page. You can't miss it.
And those contributions are tax deductible.
They are tax deductible, and you'll also get a letter from me thanking you for that contribution, because now if you give money over a certain amount, you've got to have a letter from that organization for the IRS to be able to count that deduction.
Correct.
So we're very good about that, and we'll make sure that you get that letter in very soon after we receive your contribution.
Mr. King, have we just about covered all bases?
Well, you've been very generous of your time. I really appreciate you being able to inviting me on your show and letting us talk about the LaPorte County Symphony Orchestra, because we want people to know that we're there. We love what we do, and we hope we can take that love of what we do and throw it out there to the audience, and so that they'll love it just as much as we do.
And they're accessible.
We are. We're very accessible, and we're looking to do more and more.
So, as the ED, as the executive director, what quality do you bring to the agency?
Well, I used to be the executive director of the Louisville Orchestra, which was a much, much larger organization, and I retired up here in 2013, thinking I was just going to live a life of easy retirement. And then some people found out what I used to do. Guess what? I'm back running an orchestra again. So,
super.
But it's been a lot. It's been a lot of fun. It's a very different situation here than it was in Louisville. Louisville was a $7 million operation, so you're always raising money. So, and we gave out like 100 concerts a year. 70 full-time musicians and about 20 full-time staff. So it was a lot to keep up with. This is not as hectic, and I have to say, the musicians are such a pleasure to deal with. They've become friends now. Yes. They truly, truly love what they do because they don't get paid very much. I tell people all the time, they play well above their pay grade. Above their pay grade. But we're talking doctors, lawyers, teachers, engineers, people that don't do this for a living, but they're still really good at their instrument, and they want to continue playing.
They do it for the love of it.
They do it for the love of it, and they're good at it. They're really, really good at it.
Yes.
So that's why I've become passionate about it when I watch these people who are so devoted to what they do, and they're not getting paid very much, but they play so well. And I want more people to experience that and be able to enjoy the orchestra.
Mr. King, I'd like for you to leave a final thought for not only for our young people, but for our young people, but also for our seniors and those who can appreciate an outdoor concert or a symphony orchestra orchestration.
Well, the next concert after this next weekend is actually going to be on a Sunday afternoon, and I know there's lots of seniors who hesitate about going out at night and they're worried about that. So we offer this concert on Sunday afternoon at 3 o'clock. It's here in Michigan City. It's at the Holdcraft Center, which is the former Elston Junior High School. March the 15th, Sunday, March the 15th. Again, that will be on our website, lcsso.net. And then finally, free concert, Washington Park, Guy Foreman Amphitheater, Saturday, June the 27th. I don't have the starting time yet, but it'll be 7 or 7:30. Free concert with the orchestra. So if you've never heard the orchestra, this is the perfect way for you to not have to worry about spending any money at all and still get a wonderful night of entertainment. And that way, we feel confident that once you hear the orchestra, you'll be a fan. Fabulous.
And there you have it. We are, again, honored to have as our distinguished guest, Mr. Tim King. Tim King is the executive director the one who connect the dots, the one who make it happen over at LaPorte County Symphony Orchestra. Sure, is there a phone number we can give them?
There sure is. It's 219-362-9020. That again is on our website. It's at the bottom of every page on our website.
Do something nice this Christmas. Purchase season tickets or make a contribution to the LaPorte County Symphony Orchestra and attend their events. But log into their
LCSO.net.
Yes.
LCSO.net.
Thank you all for tuning in to the Right Now television show. We are again delighted to have as our distinguished guest from the LaPorte County Symphony Orchestra, Mr. Tim King.